It's I still stutter and I speak for a living. I speak, and I know the actual impact that I can make on this planet will be so much greater when I am free from it. I'm going to Costa Rica is like one of the biggest opportunities of my lifetime, and I need to be there. I need to prep for it. And so my dad went back to the park, put this dog on a leash, and tried to find his owner, and just didn't have any luck. So we took pictures, we made signs, put pictures of this dog around the park.
Where is your stuttering?
It's a game to learn everyone's name in the class. And it goes, who stole the cookie from the cookie jar? It goes around the room, and it'll go, Jonathan, Melissa. And we're going around the room, and we're clapping, and everyone's having a good time, and we're smiling. And as it's getting closer to me, I just feel my hands start to sweat a bit. I'm clapping, and it's, who stole the cookie from cookie jar? The belief work was shifting the belief that my stutter is here to serve me to my stutter was only ever here for me to overcome and get rid of completely. Your site was really impactful for me because your level of certainty over what stuttering is, and in the world I come from of holistic health, where our body is the most intelligent machine that can heal any ailment that it can produce, such as cancer and disease, and the whole fuck the system mentality really resonated with me. And just your level of certainty in your videos, and for me, who's put on a pedestal and has everyone around me saying yes to me and praising me for everything that I do, I needed somebody who would call me on my shit, and somebody who I recognize as an expert in working with thousands of coaches, trainers, healers, people who are facilitating the growth of human potential. And just your level of certainty on your site of the way you answered the most frequently asked questions was just like, I knew. And someone who's a high performer, I need that. I need that level of. So how I found you, long-winded answer to your question, was through a dear friend who did a lot of research and made a strong recommendation that he, out of everything that he found after all of his research, that he thought that you were the best option. And it took one video. I watched one of your videos and I was like, this is it.
I wonder which one you watched. Yes.
It was the main one. And the only reason why I went through the rest of your site was because on your how to enroll page, your instructions were very clear.
Oh, really?
That, yeah, it was basically, which I appreciate, also, I needed somebody who understands enrollment. And your message was basically, you better read all this shit and agree to it and be ready to send the $6,000 before you even fucking contact us, which I just had a really deep appreciation for. And that's why I bought. And I said, for me, all the pieces of what I needed were there. And your site made it very easy to say yes, because as a high performer, I just saw the level of excellence that you demand, and it's a level of excellence that I'm committed to in my speech. And it was very reflective.
I want you to give your impression. Was it difficult? Was it frustrating? Was it this? Was it that?
It was all of the things. It was a roller coaster of awesomeness. And just like anything that's incredible to achieve in life and that's worth achieving, it requires massive growth and uncomfortability. And it was a relearning for me, a relearning how to communicate, a relearning how to read, a relearning of swallowing my pride. The process was so impactful because I was looking to understand. The understanding portion, which I understand now, doesn't matter. Yet it was a very important first step for me to get on the path. To understand it intellectually was the first part, and then I appreciated the experiential learning, which was obviously the most impactful. There was a big shift in my identity as well, as just somebody who's helping leaders own their craft and have a standard of excellence in their life. It was really reflective for me to do such deep work that's been so personal to me. And it was a challenging process that for 28 years it's been a part of my life. And there was a part of me every time that I would make a mistake that was like there was a visceral feeling for me. And it was more painful in the beginning, and as the process went on, there's the acceptance to it, and more so the confidence is built over time of when you use Etalon. Was it technique or a strategy, or when you do it the Etalon way? I love how it's a self-teaching process where I am the trainer, because it's something that's a part of me, and I'm the only one that can solve it, eradicate it.
Why is it only 3 days? Is it enough?
To think that I could make this much progress with my speech in 3 days was a stretch in my old way of thinking, and it has become a new reality for me. 3 days of really diving into my speech has been so transformational for me, because as I've looked through all the speech therapy that I've done, all of the different work that I've done around my stutter, I really haven't been immersed in how to speak normally. And this is what this training has done, is it's re-taught me how to speak. It's re-taught me how to read. These are things that I wasn't taught and that aren't taught in most schools by my parents. And my parents, maybe like yours, were doing the best job that they could with the information that they had. And this is literally information that needs to be everywhere, yet it's not. So if you're watching this video, don't take it lightly that you found this. This is something that the world does not know about yet. So the 3 days is definitely enough time to give you all of the resources and the training that you need to be able to go out and speak 100% stutter-free. So in this 3-day immersion, one of the most impactful things for me was learning the 7 different modes of speech. This is a concept that would have been very useful to me years ago, because normal speakers have different modes of speech and how they use it. And in the 3 days, I got to experience how each speech mode was affecting me and how I could operate in each of them. There were some where I was stutter-free. There was others not so much. And just having the awareness around what different mode I'm in and where I was having more challenges, that's where I could lift more weights. And what I've really learned from the 3 days is that speech is a muscle, and the muscle needs to be exercised. And my speech muscle was underdeveloped. And just like a muscle, when you go to the gym for the first time, it may be sore for the first week or two. And as you continue to work out, that muscle will break down and build back up, break down and build back up. So the 3 days was really a deep dive immersion of breaking the muscle down and healing, and breaking it down and healing. And it's created such a solid foundation for me to go out and speak stutter-free, because I have the information and I just learned how to speak again. And I've unlearned a lot of the techniques that I was taught in speech therapy. And it's simple. I know the site may look like there's a magic bullet. There's no magic bullet. It's simply relearning how to speak like a normal, rational speaker. And if I can do it after 28 years of massive pain and struggle, I know that you can get massive results too. I knew that going into it, this is not a magic pill. So if you're watching this video and you're expecting a magic pill, please don't waste Anna's time. If you are ready to make a massive shift in the quality of your life, if you're ready to finally go all in and commit to getting rid of your stutter, if you know that you are built for more, you have more to share, if you have been in situations throughout life where you want to express something but you bite your tongue, and if you're tired of doing that, if you're tired of people not knowing the real you, if you're ready for the world to finally see you and hear you, and for the world to really get the full expression of who you are, then I invite you to say yes. I invite you to say yes, not to Anna, but to yourself. That your journey up until this point has served you, and if this is your time to get rid of your stutter, if this is your time to really rapidly and efficiently increase the quality of your life, then say yes to yourself. Not only do I have the lay of the land of just the information of where stuttering came from and why it has really spilled into all other areas of my life, and my identity has been wrapped in it. Not only do I understand that, I understand basic speech now and the training of how to speak like a normal, rational speaker. And these are things that I wasn't taught when I was little. And if you're watching this and you have a stutter, you probably weren't taught these things as well. And it's not your fault. And you can change it if you choose to. That's the key. You have to choose to. You have to make the decision. No one is going to do this for you. Anna is not going to fix you. The training is not going to fix you. What's going to fix you is you taking and implementing the training. You doing the work. You being committed to not stuttering anymore. You have to make that decision. If you're not going to make that decision, then don't sign up. If you're ready to get rid of this, if you're ready to live the life that you were put on this planet to live, in spite of everything in your past, of all the heartache and all the trauma that you've been through, trust me, I know, I've lived that life, and I knew that it was time for me to get rid of my stutter and to live a life free, to be freely expressed, fully expressed, and for the world to experience all of my expression. So if you're in that place, if you're watching this video, and if you if you spent massive amounts of time clicking through all the videos on Anna's site, and you've done all the research and you've Googled her name, you've done all the things, if you're on the fence, say yes. The most painful place to live is on the fence. Make a freaking decision. Do you want to live a life with stuttering or do you not? Because Anna can only help one of those types of people, and you can only help yourself. So if you're ready to finally get rid of your stutter, if you are ready to live a life free from it, and to really start experiencing all of life without it, without the limitation, because I know if you stutter, there's limitation in your life. If you're ready to be free from that, then I highly, highly encourage you to say yes to yourself and to send Anna the message, follow the instructions on the site, and get enrolled for speech gymnastics today. It's been the best decision of my life.